Hi Mayans, and welcome back to my channel. Or if this is your first time here, my name is Blvd Maia, and I talk about everything in my transgender and lesbian life that you would really like to know about but are afraid to ask. And whether this is the first time you've seen one of my videos or the 100th time, please consider subscribing because it actually makes a big difference for my channel. This week I want to talk a little bit about NikkieTutorials coming out as a transgender woman. Now for those of you who don't know, Nikki is a beauty vlogger, and she's had a channel for about 11 years and has well over 20 million subscribers. And she's had huge stars on her channel, people like Lady Gaga and Drew Barrymore. And there were a lot of shook people out there who had been watching her for years and never suspected that she was transgender. In full disclosure, I really didn't know much about her before she came out. I had seen a couple of her videos, but I wasn't what I would call a fan. I am now. And I think it's great. I congratulated her on all my social media, not that she noticed. But I think it can only help the transgender community, and she herself seems to be an amazing example of a transgender woman. That being said, I think there are a few parts of her video that sound a little bit differently to transgender people than they do to cisgender people. And I want to talk about that as I react to her video.
Hello guys, it's me, Nikki. Hello. Today I am here to share something with you that I've always wanted to share with you one day, but under my own circumstances. And it looks like that chance has been taken away from me. So today I am taking back my own power, and I have to tell you something. I wanted to be my own person, my own identity, my own human being without any rules, without any labels, and without any restrictions. I want to start the year off with the truth. I want to start the year off by finally revealing a part of my life that has made me who I am. I want to talk about a part of myself that makes me, me. I can't believe I'm saying this today to all of you, for the entire world to see, but damn, it feels good to finally do it. It is time to let go and be truly free. When I was younger, I was born in the wrong body, which means that I am transgender.
So that's an amazing moment in her video, right? The moment where she comes out. But I did notice that it was sort of translated into cisgender terms of being born in the wrong body, which is a term that has largely fallen out of use within the transgender community in general. But I think it is something that cisgender people have an easier time understanding. It is certainly something I said in the past myself when I was trying to explain myself to cisgender people. But yeah, it is a lot more complicated than that.
I've been wanting to share this side of myself to all of you for so long, but I could never figure out the timing. And there always was gonna be the day where I would tell you. I did not expect that day to be today, but here we are. I am NikkieTutorials, and I am Nikki. I am me. Guys, we're in 2020, and if there ever was a time, the time is right now. I hope by me standing up and being free, that it inspires others to do the same, to truly live your life like you want it.
So she indicated that she wanted to come out at some point further down the line, which I don't doubt, but there was something holding her back, and obviously she was pushed out of the closet. She didn't walk out of the closet. I think she is correct in that coming out as trans, especially 11 years ago, would have maybe have gotten in the way of her creating the incredible channel that she has already.
It doesn't matter what type of label someone belongs to, what kind of hair color someone has, the type of clothing they wear, their height, their weight, their size, the way they look, the way they want to express themselves. It is 2020, and it is time for us to understand, accept, hear, and respect.
So Nikki is known for her body positivity. She is a larger woman, and I've seen a lot of things on social media saying, I always knew that she was transgender because she's very tall. Folks, she lives in the Netherlands, okay? They have the average tallest height of any nation in the world. You didn't know.
When my mom was pregnant, she later told me that she was convinced that she was having a girl. And little did she know that she was actually having a girl. I came out of her. And there was a surprise. Definitely a surprise to me as soon as I had brains to think with. Ever since I was born, I've always thought that I was a girl. And I just couldn't understand why I had short hair, why I had to wear trousers and a t-shirt, and like, why couldn't I wear dresses? And I played with Barbie dolls. Like, all of me was girly.
Now, obviously, the desire to play with Barbie dolls or to have long hair actually has very little to do with womanhood. And I don't think Nikki would necessarily disagree with that either. I mean, I didn't want to play with Barbie dolls and I didn't care about having long hair. And I'm no less a woman. I think the most critical part of what she said within all this, though, is the fact that as soon as she had brains to think for herself, she thought that she was a girl. And I think that is exactly what it means to be a transgender woman. But it is also the one that is hardest to explain to other people. So we'll often add in those other things, like I played with Barbie dolls, I like dresses, I wore heels, that kind of thing.
I think the number one thing I'm the most thankful for is my mom. Love you, Mom, because she has been there for me since day one. She has always supported me, always accepted me. And that is everything you need as a kid, a parent that understands.
And that is just amazing, and it is so great for her, and I think it is the most powerful statement of what a parent's love can do for a child, a parent's support, a parent's approval. A lot of us were not lucky enough to have that. I did not have that. So I didn't come out till I was 40, and that meant a lot of other people would be hurt along the way. So kudos to you, Mama Tutorials.
The hardest part of living youth as a girl when you're not fully officially a girl yet is that you have to tell people in your life who you truly are, even though you feel like you, so this is hard to explain. So you feel like you feel trapped is the first thing. You feel trapped and you're angry, and that is so hard.
Yeah, I think you can hear her confusion there. You know, she goes to one way of explaining things, talking about being who you truly are and what you officially are. I think who she truly was, of course, Nikki. And she's right, the hardest part is telling other people about your past.
Just because I know people are gonna ask, yes, I got fully transitioned. By the time I was 14, I got my hormones because I'm a tall bitch and I kept on growing, and they were like, let's tone that down. I got growth stoppers because I was supposed to be a whole lot taller than I already am today. So they stopped my growth and they gave me hormones. And by the time I was 19, I fully transitioned.
Okay, that's still one part of the video I'm actually most uncomfortable with. At 14, it sounds like she started some kind of medical intervention to arrest her height and start her medical transition. But clearly also by then she was socially transitioned. And then at 19, what she's actually talking about obviously is bottom surgery. And she's using a language right now that's kind of come in style by cisgender people because they've gotten the message that it is not polite to ask us if we've had the surgery. So they've started saying, are you fully transitioned? The correct answer to that is, what do you mean by fully transitioned? Because obviously that is very different for every transgender person. And again, I doubt Nikki really would disagree with any of that. It's just the language that she's using to describe her own life.
I know people are gonna ask a lot of questions about Dylan. Now, Dylan is a very, very special guy. In my love life, it is flippin' scary.
Yeah.
Okay? Trusting someone enough to be truly you, flippin' scary. So to me, I wait until I tell my full story, until I know I'm in good hands, because people out there are scary and dangerous. So Dylan and I, we clicked, and he didn't know. He knows now, but I wish I told him sooner. Everything felt so magical, so good, that I was afraid to lose him if I would tell my full story. And at the point where I told him my full story, of course, he was shocked, but that is a private matter that we're dealing with, and that I'm so proud of that we're able to deal with.
For a straight man dating a transgender woman, obviously, there are a lot of hangups out there, and she's right, it is super scary to come out to them. It can be super dangerous to come out to cisgender men, which is why it is also really not a good idea to out your transgender friends, because you don't know what kind of employment or relationship risk that might imply for them. And also the decision about when to come out to people that you're dating and seeing is completely up to the individual transgender person. And obviously it sounds like Dylan was very attracted to her and they were having a successful relationship. Sounds like she found a special guy.
My number one passion is makeup, the power of transforming myself. And boy, I've had a transformation, huh? I've always wanted to live in a world where I saw myself as me, as Nikki, as a woman, as a girl, as a boss lady. This was my way out. But at the end of the day, my story is beautiful. No more secrets. I've always wanted to share this side of my story with you. I just wanted to do it under my conditions, but apparently we live in a world where other people hate. I have been blackmailed by people that wanted to leak my story to the press. And at first, it was frightening. It was frightening to know that there are people out there that are so evil that they can't respect someone's true identity. It is vile and it is gross. And I know you are watching this.
And that is actually the most amazing part of this video. It isn't really the coming out part. I mean, yeah, that is important, of course. But it's really about Nikki standing in her power, right? It's about her saying that I am going to take the power back from you. And in retrospect, it may not seem like that big a deal because people have reacted largely positively, but she really couldn't have known that for certain. She took a huge financial risk, a huge personal risk by saying this. And so for that, I just have to applaud her. And to whoever tried to blackmail her, like she did in her video.
This one's for you.
I'm gonna leave Shane Dawson to do a series on that. Now, before I end this, I just want to say that none of this was meant to be critical of NikkieTutorials. In fact, I would hazard to say that most transgender people have talked in these terms at some point. As we live our lives, we come to a greater understanding of who we are, and we gain the vocabulary to more precisely describe ourselves. I think she deserves a little time and space right now, as well as a congratulations, because what you've done is incredibly brave, Nikki. And if the stars align, maybe one day I'll get to meet you and you can give me advice on what to do with this mug. And maybe we can share our respective coming out stories, because I've come to realize lately that I am not just a transgender lesbian woman. There are some parts of my identity that are a little more complex than that I've recently come to understand about myself, and next week I'm going to be talking about those things. So you might want to watch. If you want to share your reaction to NikkieTutorials coming out, please put them in the comments below. And as always, my social media is also down below. And on that note, please like this video by giving it a thumbs up. Please share this video and please subscribe, and see you around the interwebs.